and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And we're doing our 12 weeks of Christmas. We're just about to start week 3. And I thought this week we would do all about Christmas trees. So we're going to do some fancy Christmas trees, we're going to do some simple Christmas trees, just all sorts of ideas. So I have pulled out, because we're trying to use what we've got or what we've got in our stash, and I've pulled out 3 different Christmas tree images. One is, well, these two are quite old. That I think is the oldest one. So very simple Christmas tree, which is all going to be stamped in one colour because it's a solid image with a little star on top. So that's one. That's the second one, which is an outline image, but again, Colour Me Christmas. So we're going to colour that one and probably put some twinklies on it. And the last one is this lovely little sort of abstract image of a Christmas tree. And again, we're just going to stamp that and then colour just in these little tiny bits. We could do it in embossing, but I don't think I'm going to do that because I want to try and do 3. So let's start with the how we're going to put them, because we're going to do 3 cards. So the card is going to be a garden green base, and the mat is 1/4 inch smaller. Now I don't give you measurements, because if you wanted to do a 7x5, if you wanted to do one which is in a different country, all I'm doing is making sure that my mats from my card to my my base colour is 1/4 inch in difference, and then I'm putting it onto a base, and that base again is 1/4 inch smaller. So that gives my look. So we're going to start with this piece. I want it landscape because we are going to put 3 trees on. So let's start with this one because this is going to be the easiest of them. It's a red rubber. And again, I haven't used it for a very long time. So let's have a look, and I need to get some block out, which I didn't get, and I've got a feeling that this had a little what do you call it, blank spot on it, that because it's very old, and I think I had to put a little bit of sellotape on it to just get that little blank spot out. I'm hoping it's going to stick to a block. But again, you know, look at your old stamps and see what images you've got. So I don't know whether this is actually even going to stick onto here. I'm hoping it's going to be all right. Is it going to be all right, or is it going to fall off? It's probably going to fall off. Okay, let's do it slightly differently then. I'm going to do this. This is going to be 3 little green trees. So I'm actually not even going to use a block on this. I'm just going to use the stamp itself. So I'm going to put it on and just ink it up and just see if there was a little, oh yes, there's a little tiny blank spot on there. So let's see if I can just that's fine, I've got some of that in there. So I'm just pressing really hard on it, and I'm going to do it with so I'm going to put it down on here like that, and just press it down, particularly in this little spot where I know it's lacking, and fingers crossed it will come out all right. So let's see if we can just take it off. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful, says me throwing it on the floor. So let me grab it again. So as I said, you know, you can make do with stamps that have really probably seen their best, but are still working quite well. So I'm doing it again, and as I say, I'm just very carefully taking it up, and I want to try and put it so that it is again about the right space, and I'm just pressing it down. So, you know, I'm not using, because you've got the foam on the outside, it does mean that you can get away with not using a block. You need to just press it down on this little bit where it's not. That's better. Take that one off, so that's the second one. And then I'm just going to do the third one. And these are all in garden green. So it's taking me a little longer to do it, but it's that thing of you can use things that you might have not used for a while. It's probably not going to be absolutely straight either, but I don't think that matters too much. I think this one's going to be a little bit closer, but that'll do. Okay, so again, I'm pressing it down, particularly on this little spot that I know is just a little bit. Let's have a little look at it first. Oh, that's come out quite nicely. There we go. So we have 3 little trees like that, and I'm going to clean it off afterwards. And now we've got a tiny little star to go on top. So the star I'm going to put with, we want a little yellow star, don't we? Now, I don't even know if this is going to stick. It should do. The old stamps didn't have the stickiness to them that our new ones do, and so they were quite difficult to that's why a lot of people that have been demonstrators for quite a while don't put their the backs on the stamps, the images, because what happened was it was quite difficult to do it. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here, and it might come up a bit above, which is fine, and then we'll put this one in on here, and we'll put this one in on here. Okay, so that's very, very simple, but lines up beautifully. Now we could, I think I'm just going to stamp a Merry Christmas down on the bottom. So let me have a look and see what I've got with Merry Christmas out that's not going to be, I think that's quite nice. May the special season be wrapped in love and joy. I think that's quite a nice one, isn't it? Let's see if I can find that. You can see all of these I've used lots, but it's the thing that we are trying to this year make the most of what we've got. Now, is that it? That's it. May the season be. I'm going to take that off of there, put this one on here. I can put it on that way, and oh, am I going to do it in? I think I'm going to do it in. I can do it in. I think I'm going to do it in the green. So the garden green again. But again, you know, choose a sentiment that's going to work for you. I just want to have this down at the bottom. And I'm just going to put it just off centre like that. May the special season be wrapped in love and joy. So that I can now put on the green background. And you can see that starts to pop it immediately. And then we can put it straight onto the background like that. And then what you could do is you could add some twinklies and things if you wanted to, or keep it very simple. So if I was to add some twinklies, let me see what I've got in on there. Don't know. I quite like it as it is because it's very simple, but I might add some twinklies to it. So let's put this one to one side. And let's work on the second one, because I want to try and do 3, because these are very, very simple ones. So the second one, we're going to do is this one, which is a Colour Me Christmas. So this is, let me have a look. You can see the ones I've used the most. I've used this tree a lot. I've used the parcel a lot. I haven't used the Father Christmas or the reindeer a lot. Might use it when I get to doing the week of deer or reindeer for Christmas. Now, is that going to fit in there? I think it might. Okay, so this one, we're doing it just in Memento because we want to colour it in our blends. So again, it's going to be landscape. So this time I'm going to put one in on the centre like that. So I then get them evenly spaced. And then we'll put one in on this side like that. And one in on this side like that. So that's how you can get them a little bit more lined up. And I'm going to just wait a second for those to dry, and we'll go on and do the last one, which is this one, which is the lovely little tree like this. So I'm going to take this tree, which is a whole tree, and the I can put the leaves on top of it. So this is like a two-step stamping one. But again, as I said, you know, I'm sure you've all got lots of different images that work beautifully. So let's take another, and this one I'm actually going to do in red. So I'm going to do this one in Cherry Cobbler. Now this has got a two-step stamping, so you can stamp that inside. I'm not going to do that. I want to do it just slightly differently. So I'm going to take, open it up carefully. This is a Cherry Cobbler, which is new, so it's a bit juicy. And again, I'm going to put one in on the centre, or as near to the centre as I can. One in on this side, and one in on that side, like that. I really like that one. It's got a nice sort of abstract look to it. So as I say, we've got all different looks and things to these. They're all very simple, but they give a different look. So, you know, have a look and see what you've got. We're doing it all in threes because threes work really well. And then I'm actually going to do, I've changed my mind a bit. I'm going to do this two-step stamping, and hopefully, so this has got a piece on the inside, which is, take this one out, which is like this. Now, this is where I'm probably going to have my head in so I can see to get it level. But I'm going to put it with Cherry Cobbler. Sorry, Cherry Cobbler, crushed curry. So it looks as if it is a, you know, like a golden tree. So I'm going to ink this up. You'll have to excuse my head coming in because I want to try and get it inside the best that I can. Which is not very good because I can't, I'm at an angle on this, so I'm just trying to get it so it's as near as I can. But it's okay. It's not quite centered, but it gives that really nice little look on there. Okay, so I now can put on this one very simply a Merry Christmas. Now I think that's too big. I want something that's small. So this one is a small Merry Christmas. This is off another set that we're going to be doing later in the week with our trees. So make sure that if you are a new person to the channel, subscribe, and then you won't miss anything because I'm doing 12 weeks. So There's 3 a week, so 12, 3, 36 different ideas for Christmas, and using, you know, things that we've got, things that we've maybe had for quite a while. So this one is just going to have Merry Christmas on. Photopolymers, just let them relax and then pick them up, and then you know that you're going to get them straight. And this is going to have the, again, the cherry cobbler, so it's, and I always offset it just a little bit, so that's going to come down like that. And we are going to put something on the top of this one because we want a little twinkly on the top of the tree, but I'm going to just make sure that I've got coloured the last one in. Sorry, I'm just looking because it's red. I want to make sure that I've just cleaned it off a little bit on there. Okay, so I can just pop this in on here. But as I say, I'm sure if you look through your sets, you'll have lots and lots. So we're going to add a little bit of something to that one. This is going to go on a red. So you can see when we put this on red how it starts to pop it up. I haven't cut that one right, have I? It's a bit big. Never mind, I cut the bases very quickly, so that works in there. Okay, so that's that one. We've just got to add our little bits on here. And this is the other one. So this is going to be just coloured in. So I've just taken a red, a yellow and a green. Not blends because I've actually run out of the blends, but of those colours. So I'm literally just doing it in another alcohol marker. So again, you know, whatever you've got, just use it. And I'm just going to colour it in through on here. And you can see alcohol markers are beautiful. You could do it in watercolour pencils. You could do it in with blender pens. You know, you can colour it in however you want. It's entirely up to you. But I know that, you know, you'll probably have, and this is a very simple image, so I'm not spending a lot of time in what you call it, lights and darks and shades and things like that, because it's just a very simple one. But again, sometimes simple, if it's done well, does look really good. So, you know, you don't have to overthink your cards sometimes. So I'm just doing this all the way around. And I say, I always have to, with my alcohol markers, you can see I always go around the edges first, so then they don't bleed. And then I can just come in round on here. So this is where you talk amongst yourselves while I'm colouring, but you can fast forward if you want to, because I want to get these done. And as I said, I always do everything in real time so you can see how long it takes. Because as I say, with modern technology, it's very easy to just fast forward things if, you know, you don't want me chattering around. So it's, but as I say, I'm quite pleased at how this series is being received by you all. It seems that you think it's a good idea to use things that we've had for a while, and or to use other things or something similar. And I suppose I've got so many subscribers who said, oh, I haven't got that set, but I could use something similar. I thought, well, Christmas this year, I'm not going to do things that are specific. So, you know, I'm doing things like a week of trees, Christmas trees, because everybody has got or I would think most of you have some Christmas tree stamps somewhere. And then it's just me giving you some ideas with them. And then you can run with it and do what you want. So this is doing a bit of a way back when, as well as doing, you know, some more modern ideas and things, or ideas you might not have thought of. But I always try and start with something simple, because then everybody can have a go. And I think most of my things are straightforward and simple, because it's that sort of thing, particularly at Christmas time. You know, we have so much stress with families coming round and, you know, organising food and all of those things, buying the presents, wrapping the presents, doing all of that thing, that, you know, we don't want any extra stress by having projects and things that are way overcomplicated. So most of mine tend to be quite simple. That doesn't mean that I don't pop in a one that'll take a little bit more time and is a little bit more fancy. But even when it's fancy, I tend to do things that are fairly straightforward and simple as well. I'm not a complicated crafter. But then I know that a lot of you that follow me enjoy my style anyway, so I'm obviously doing something right, and it's the way I am. I've always been somebody who's enjoyed doing things. I do a lot of sewing and knitting and crocheting and things, and again, I'm a fairly plain basic knitter, so, you know, I don't do cable or Aran or lovely complicated things like that. The same with my crochet. You know, I tend to crochet things that are fairly straightforward and simple. I'm actually crocheting some face cloths. I bought some lovely 100% cotton, which is lovely, and so I'm doing that at the moment. Right, so that's the green. Now we need to do some baubles. So I want to make sure that they're all the same. So I'm just going round like this, and then I want some, that one there, because they're going to be red and yellow. So let's take the yellow and we'll just do a star on the top. And these ones are going to be yellow. Which is quite fun. And then I'm just doing the trunk's going to be in yellow. So I'm taking really simple colours, but I think that it works quite well. And then I'm going to put the, what was the sentiment that I really quite like? This one. May this special season be wrapped in love and joy. So I'm going to put that back in on here. And that was in the green, so I'm going to do it in the green as well. So that can then go in down on the bottom. And then we're just going to add some twinklies. Let's make sure I've got that the right way up. May. There we go. May the special season be wrapped in love and joy. Okay, so that one's going to go in on a green. So let's get them out. I'm just going to lie them on for now because I want to just add some little twinklies and things on there. So that's one. That's the red and the yellow, which makes sort of like a little bit of a gold on there. And that's the other on there. So you can see you've got 3 different Christmas trees. Very simple, very straightforward, just putting 3 out. And then let's take some little jewels and things. So we want something to go on the top of this one. So I don't think I've got any stars, but let's put on top of this one, we're going to put these, I think. So those are dimensionals. I've got some green on here. I might add those to this one. And let me have a look and see what else I've got. Pearls. Don't really want pearls. Those little rocks are quite nice, aren't they? They'd work with green, wouldn't they? Though they're not circular. You can see me thinking of what I've got. So I just don't think I've got anything else that's... I've got these ones as well, which aren't really sort of green, are they? I'm going to use the other ones. Let's have a look and see. Gold might work nicely. And those are green as well, so they might work quite well. And those are gold ones, which I can use on something else. So let's, or I might have a few of those. So this is, again, is showing you just use what you've got, little bits and pieces of different things. So let's take this one first that we wanted, and I'm going to put, because those champagne rhinestones I think will look beautifully at the top of the tree. I'm just going to get my take your pick tool so I can take that out. And we'll put this one in with, so we'll have these are going to go on the top of this one. And I think quite big ones, middling sized ones on here. So there's 3 different sizes in these, but we'll have the middling ones. So we'll have one here, like that. I want to have it just above the tree. Like that. And that. Okay, so that's done that one. And then on this one here, I was going to do some of these little dark green ones, which I think would look quite pretty. So I'm going to dot them about because I don't know how many I've got. So we'll have one on here. And we'll have one on there. And we'll have one on there. That's 3. Do I just have 3? How many more have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got another 3. Another 2. So we could have 3 on each one, couldn't we? That'll work. So we'll have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I've decided don't want them on top of the other ones, so should we have another one right at the top, or no, we'll have that side and one in on the other side. That's it, perfect. Okay, so that's given just a little bit of twinkle on there, which is rather nice. So again, you know, have a look and see what you've got that'll give a bit of a tone in. And on this one, do I want to have something in on the star? Yes, I do, I think. And this one, I'm going to have the little these little gold ones, which are quite small. So I'm just going to have one of these in the center of the tree, like that, on the center of the star, because that then just gives it a bit more of a twinkle. Put that in the center. And that one in the center of there. So we've just added some little twinkly bits in there to just give a little bit of a just a little bit of a lift to them. Okay, so we've got that, that and that. And then, as I say, if you've got some glitter glue or anything like that, you can add some more to it if you want to. I wanted to keep it fairly simple and plain, but you can see you've got your 3. Let's put those in there. So we've got this one, we've got this one, I'll put the others in afterwards, and we've got this one. So again, very simple but easy trees. And they look really pretty, you know, they're great to send us as cards. Just use the sentiment that you want. So hope you enjoyed this first one. 2 more to come, all on Christmas trees, a little bit more complicated, a little bit more fun. Thank you as always. Please stay safe and well, and please be kind. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.